Hey guys, we're here with Kofi, Cam, and Brady. We're all look like we just died and came back to life. Well, we didn't really come back to life yet, but we just shot 3 days out in the desert of Palmdale. 3 nights, 12, 13 hours. Did we ever hit 14 hours?
No, it's tomorrow.
We do have one more day left. But what do you guys think so far? What was your experience like? You can start with maybe with Kofi, and it's just an open conversation.
I think it was cool because I went to a department that I'd never been in before, so I'm always in camera, and then I read the call sheet and it says key grip, and I'm like, if you say so. First day was super rough. Second day you're a bit more confident. Third day you're actually like running things like you know what you're doing. You think you know what you're doing at least. But it was cool. I will say though, coming from Canada, it actually is colder at nighttime here than it is back home, and I was a little bit upset about that. I'm like, I'm going to California, I don't need a jacket.
Hey.
And then the second the sun went down, I'm like, you guys lied to me. I
And
trusted
in the
y'all.
desert.
No, it's because it's the desert.
Because I think
when
you
we
guys
got to set, I literally heard you say, "Oh, I like this. It's nice and warm."
Yeah.
As soon as the sun went down, you're like,
Well, like, because in my head, mind you, there's no deserts in Canada. So in my head, I'm like, desert, warm all the time, and then it's not. And you're like, well, I thought we had a deal. Like I thought I left Canada that was cold to come somewhere that was hot all the time, and that was.
And it drops quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy,
Yeah.
that was
like when we stop to have lunch and then we come back out, it's like another 10 degrees left.
I was afraid to go
Mind
back
you,
outside.
lunch is at 9:30 at
Yeah.
night, but
Yeah.
Lunch is even later than dinner,
Yeah,
but on set, your first meal is lunch.
yeah.
It was cool seeing Lucas and his element. 'Cause you guys might just think Connor Blue is just like,
yeah.
designing cages, but he's an actual DP. It was cool seeing him on set.
That's actually what I know how to do. Here, I'm just making stuff up. Here, I'm just like, oh, what should we do with these cages?
Just playing video games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but what do you think, Cam? I mean, your role was with the new Fuji.
Yeah, I got to shoot the GFX 102. That was sick. I mean, I had I felt bad because I had the easiest job on set.
Yeah.
And
What was the heaviest thing you had to carry?
The GFX.
My spirits.
my ego.
Oh.
Yeah, it was super cool, and it was cool to seeing all of us on set. Like a mix of YouTubers, and at the same time, we're all like actual filmmakers here.
Yeah.
And people don't always get to see that on a proper set.
Yeah.
And so it's cool that we can all kind of come together and actually do something. And we're all capturing BTS. We're all gonna have videos out of this. So yeah, it was just so rad. And where we were at, I won't say too much, but I may have shot there before without like properly doing it.
Any signatures?
Yeah, so it was cool being able to actually explore that set. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun because it's like we've all hung out together just at either condo or wherever in the wild, but being able to all have this like working chemistry on a film set where it's this balance of work and also play, but also being able to shine light on the BTS side of things. Not often do we get to like go on a real film set and just capture whatever or go live on Instagram or just document that for everybody else to see. That's a really fun experience.
Yeah, it is hard to post anything when you're actually also crewing.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is pretty hard.
It's
Yeah.
a tough balance because things have to happen fast. So it's like pulling out my phone is not my habit to.
Yeah, I think that was the
Film
hardest
something.
part because we were brought here too. Like we were brought here just as much as be on crews to make content too. Then you have to kind of balance between like, I want to be a good crew member because not everybody in our crew was there to make like at the end of the day make a BTS video.
Yeah.
So you might have somebody that's beside you that doesn't fully understand like, why are you going on this Instagram live when we have to move like a lighting setup over? But at the same time, you're like, well, who am I going to make upset, right? And you have to kind of play that game and be a little bit delicate with it. But it was interesting. But I do think it's going to be a thing that might be more necessary.
I mean, the environment was cool because like we all went into that kind of expecting it, even like on the other side of the crew. And so it was nice to like be able to relax and able to like get content without like, the client like, because there's a lot of times on like my actual gigs where a client's like, what's that person doing? Like, why is that camera pointing at you? And I was like, he's just like, I try to come up with an excuse on the spot. So it's just so like relaxing to just have that freedom to do that. So I had some extra free time and hands on set. So I was trying to help everybody because these guys were working, like working their butts off. So
Yeah, I saw on Instagram where you were delivering coffee.
Yeah, I don't know who would ask for that because I know that you're
Yeah,
you're
no, yeah.
more than just a coffee getter.
Yeah,
So I
you
don't- I
would
wouldn't-
definitely not do that.
I wouldn't even just say-
I don't drink coffee, so you know it wasn't me.
I didn't mind.
Can
I
we
didn't
cut?
mind.
Yeah, Brady's a little diva on set. No.
Listen, if you wanted me to stay awake, it takes a village.
But the cool thing that you said, Cam, is true is that on this production. The cool thing.
Sorry. Start that again. I got something.
Is anybody back there?
No one said anything, and I was just wondering, like, is anyone gonna point out that someone's sneezing? All right, no, all right.
Dying over here.
Guys, that's the main guy who designs everything.
That's all
By
right.
the way.
It's allowed.
That's
Engineer
branded.
back there.
You didn't make anything soundproof, so then.
We try to
I
keep
wish
them
we had
hidden,
another
but-
camera here to just shoot
I
back
know,
at you.
I
It's
know.
like,
I'm just allergic to some of the ego, I guess.
yeah, Cam, you wanna steer stuff out?
It's too heavy.
No, what I'm saying is, what you mentioned, it was cool, is that on this particular project, we brought out YouTubers that are not just like unboxing reviewer YouTubers, they're actually out there filmmaker YouTubers, and they know what they're doing. When we had Ryan Cow and Brittany, Janae doing camera op, we had you guys are all in the element of you knowing what you're doing, so it was a little better than like just bringing some random people who don't know what they're doing and then just pretend to
Yeah.
to be the role for BTS. Nobody was pretending here. Everyone was
Yeah.
working their
Yeah.
butts off. You know,
Yeah,
Ryan,
so-
Ryan was awesome, and then
He's
Brittany
done,
had, Brittany had to come in first day 4 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah, I know. That's a great way to start.
Yeah, I was super impressed with just everybody's work ethic and everything.
You know what's also kind of impressive too is that like it's easy, like, you know, most of the time people say like don't own business with your friends or like don't work with your friends. It's cool that everybody kind of in the group had rapport with each other beforehand, and there wasn't a drop off on set. There wasn't like, hey, I love Brady, but like, you know, he's kind of a pain on, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not picking on you, Brady.
Yeah, no,
Brady's
that's
my
fine.
best.
I get it. I heard that a
No,
few times. But
Brady's my best friend, and I accidentally raised my voice because I thought he couldn't hear me, and then I said sorry.
What did you say? I'm like, he asked where I want the sky panel moved to, and I'm just like looking at the scene to try to read it, and I'm like, just thinking they're staring at nothing. He's like, where? In the comms. And then I see him, like, he's like 15 feet away, and he goes, where? And I look at him, I'm like, don't you ever raise your voice at me.
Because like when you were thinking, I'm looking at you and I'm like, because I didn't say it on comms, I just yelled it. I'm like, well, there's a bunch of stuff going in the back. He probably can't hear me.
Was this before or after you got hit in the face with
This is before. This is before. So
Karma sucks.
So
That's
was
it.
that you that hit him?
I've scratched off my
Can we
bingo
just move
card. For
on?
this, my bingo card for this production has been insane. Like I got threatened at a Jersey Knights. someone threatened to beat me up because we cut in line, but we were all on the same bill anyway, so I wasn't ordering anything.
That was
I almost broke my foot off the sign on the first day.
I almost fell down a ladder.
ooh.
Yeah,
guys
that's
missed that.
You almost fell through the roof.
I almost okay. So yeah, I don't know if you were there. I'm sitting with the sky panel on the roof, already like standing on the big mambo, and then David comes up and I'm like, "Can you get some bags?" And he walks over with 235s.
Oh, no.
The big boys, and he's like, "Yeah, here you go." He drops them at the feet of the panel, and I just like feel the whole thing drop a ton. And I was like,
You almost Kool-Aid man the motel.
"Oh yeah."
I also got hit in the face with a C-stand. That was great. We were just in a rush to get everything off, and then like the stand, like the bag got caught on, I don't know what the heck it got caught on, and then it shifted forward, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to go through the window, so I tried to shift it back, and the worst part is that if the knuckle was on the wrong side, would have missed me. But it got me right in the face, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna lose my eye, I'm going to American Hospital, I'm Canadian, don't have health insurance, it's gonna get expensive.
Connor Blue has insurance.
I don't know if they got that much. If I lose an eye, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That's the shoot is over at that point. But yeah, no. I got hit in the face. It sucked. But you know, it's not as swollen as I thought it would be.
No, I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
this
yeah.
morning.
I forgot until I like touched my face and like, oh, that hurt. You're an idiot. Don't do that again. But
Does that usually happen to you though?
often not.
I've
Like,
seen you get hurt like 3 times now in the past 2 days.
no, I have like a bunch of weird football injuries that will be like, hey, remember that thing you did as an idiot like when you're 20? Yeah.
So is that like something to do with your cheekbones?
Yeah, my cheekbones decided to like raise up and like get in the way of the C-stand. Actually, it might have helped me because
Typical.
like if I didn't have cheekbones, I would have been blind. So
Yeah, there you go.
there we go. Thanks, mom and dad.
Yeah. But I don't know. It was a fun experience to just shine the light on that, and like we've all just either talked about like collaborations on YouTube
Yeah.
and videos like that, but to be able to do it on like a real, I'd say, full like normal Hollywood film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was just the
It's a
first
cool
one
experience.
too. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a while where this goes.
It's
And-
cool, all the ideas that were coming up, even in the
Yeah.
past couple of days. So many different ideas to try to show it or like give that fly on the wall experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
Kind
just
of
one of
real.
those things where it's like, how come this hasn't been done on like YouTube before?
Oh, why?
Like it's so weird. Like we're all filmmakers, and like Kofi, since I've known you, like you've been just like preaching about like YouTubers need to collab more and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And now it's happening.
Well, it's weird because it's on the YouTube. We always will refer to like the filmmaking community, but then everybody is saying that from their desk in their house by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, it's no surprise. Like, there's tons of people in like the video production filmmaking space in Toronto. I know maybe 3 people, and most of those people I met in Utah at Kondor. And like they're walking distance from my house, and it's just stuff that like you don't think about. And I guess sometimes when you're doing YouTube, it feels like a solo sport because it's your channel, your videos, your face, right? So you don't think of, hey, let me bring somebody else on the channel, because you feel kind of like you don't want to dilute your personal brand by bringing somebody else in. But at the end of the day, like when me and Cam do collabs together, we're like in each other's videos and stuff. Most of the comments are like, oh, that's super dope. You guys know each other.
It's
I
like
watched
those
both of you."
Nickelodeon crossover episodes.
Yeah.
Except now we're like 6 of us all
Yeah,
on the film
well,
set.
it's kind of like how the Marvel Cinematic Universe works, right? Like you might see like a Spider-Man movie, and you're like, "Oh, that's that Doctor Strange guy. Oh, that's kind of cool." Like next time I see him on a poster, I might be a little bit more likely to watch that movie, right? And I think that's what's starting to happen now.
So what you're saying is the next time we do one of these, we just get have Spider-Man outfits and stuff like that.
No,
It's like,
can we all dress up as different Avengers?
Sure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wait, who's gonna be who though?
Okay, if I'm gonna be an event, don't do the Incredible Hulk. That's low hanging. Or not. I don't really go. To the gym.
mean-
I don't go to the gym that often.
I mean,
I'll come as the Anthony Mackie Falcon.
okay. We gotta give us all. You're the
Ooh, I gotta give
you're
everybody.
the residential nerd
Yeah.
here.
So you're the Winter Soldier.
Who's
That you're,
Oh yeah, wait, long hair dude.
yeah.
Okay. Meta arm.
I'm gonna go not MCU, but Brady would be like Nightcrawler if I was gonna say him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, he's not an Avenger, he's an X-Men, but like you'll get it.
Take it.
Who's the tallest of? You know what? You're getting Thor.
You're gonna work out a little.
You'll get Thor. When this film comes out, when the BTS video comes out, when like the hundreds of reels and stuff come out, a lot of these brands are like, hey, wait a second, no, we want that. We don't want the demo. They're gonna start to change. They're either gonna expand their standards and what they want from the social media side, or they're gonna change the standard.
Yeah.
Because how much cooler is it to say like, hey, there's 30 of you on set using our products versus that guy lit up his living room with his cat.
And I think there's something to be said of like if you put all of that, like from a brand standpoint, all of that towards this one, I guess, production with like 6 of us there, but all of that is going towards the increased production value. Now it's not just like a bunch of little things of somebody in the backyard lighting their cat.
Yeah.
Now it's all of that is going towards one big production, and it shows how the product can be used, not just in your backyard with your cat,
Yeah.
but on a real proper film
Yeah.
set, and show how well it can still come out. And you see the quality of it because you see the film overlaying.
Not to like be rah us, but I think it's setting a bar. It's gonna be interesting like a year down the road, like how this affects everything else. Because everyone's gonna be like, shit, like I need to get signed or like figure out how to be part of things like that now.
I think it's a really cool concept that, again, like you said, I don't know how it hasn't
Yeah.
really
I
happened.
think it also makes it easy on us as creators as well to kind of keep up what we're doing, because
Yeah.
like we like also working professionally too, like we still have to keep with our client projects, but then and I find it for me because I have a much smaller following than you guys, so I'm only kind of getting into the entry level of getting to brand deals and stuff. So I might get like a set of lenses and they're like, here's some lenses, make something, and I'm like, you didn't give me any, like I'm gonna have to go out of pocket and like or lose money. Now what you're gonna have is it's gonna make a little bit more incentive for you to kind of change your content style, but it's hard to say like I'm gonna shoot a short film every lens set I get. But then now if you have these big productions where there's a couple
Got more
days
resources.
Exactly. Well, there's more resources. There's a couple more days to shoot it, and the fact that we're doing these regularly, like I could always kind of say like, okay, I know for the next month, I could talk about how cool this production was. There were so many things going on. There's Armando has like 8 terabytes of behind the scenes footage where you could pull so many different concepts from. Where now it might trail over into the next time we have to shoot something like this, and then that shoot's gonna trail over to the next one. And it's something where we can still worry about delivering the information and not also have to be like YouTuber producer, then filmmaker on set, then come back and edit. You don't have to, you wear one less hat, right? And there's one less slot of I have to make this high quality content because I want to deliver value, but I also don't necessarily always have the capacity to go and like think of a script, a short film, lighting plan, and go and do all that stuff just to get this YouTube video done. Right?
We're saying all of this and we're describing it without actually telling anybody what this is. It hasn't really come out of the bag yet, but we're talking about Craterr. Craterr is a new creator, influencer type agency where we're bringing together brands and creators to do something that's more organic, to bring real productions and collaborations mainly, to bring a lot of people together. So this film was the first one that we did where we got a couple people together and several awesome brands together, and then just had a huge content fest basically where we have a bunch of stuff we can do.
Yeah, we win, the brands win, the project wins, but the audience, they now get to see, because usually, like I remember when I first started getting into video and I would watch BTS from like films, it seemed so intimidating. And now that they get to see like some of their favorite creators be on set and be like, oh, it's a little bit more friendly and a little bit more approachable now. So it's just cool that literally everybody who's involved, even the viewer, like this is something like it's kind of mind blowing. It hasn't been done before on YouTube.
Let's talk about that. What did you guys learn? The first day on set when Chad was calling for combo mamba and all this whatever stuff. Did you understand? Because I know.
I think the hard part for me was some of the stuff that Chad was calling have different names from where I'm from.
There's different names.
Yeah,
that's
all
Genie.
So like
the
Genie is so
Genie
weird.
truck has got
and that was the toughest part for me because like I'll know what certain stands are, or there's some pieces of grip that I've never used. So then I'll go in the truck and I'm like, what the hell is a 216? I've never called it that before in my whole life. So then you're like, oh no, that's a 251, and I'm like, they're both diffusion. Please explain. So that was
like even when we're like the B board and stuff, and we gotta put that on the duck bill.
Yeah.
There's like duckbill, there's quacker, there's platypus, there's other names for it as well. I mean, there's a bunch of
call it
Yeah.
the platy.
the platy.
Yeah, and that was I think that was the hardest part, was picking up on some of it. But I think that that was transferred quick. I think by the second day I was like,
lingo.
yeah, the
It's
lingo was-
stressful too, because it's like not only you just gotta know it, it's like you gotta know it with like 10 seconds. Because either you need it fast or the AD is saying like we gotta roll.
Yeah.
So we
Kofi
can't just
yells at you.
yeah, Kofi yells.
Like no, I think someone yells at me.
So it wasn't yelling. Was there yelling on set?
No, not
He
at all.
Hey, where?
I raised my voice one time.
That's
because
gotta
I
be on
thought-
somebody's BTS camera.
Yeah, it's got someone's BTS camera. There's gonna be comments on this podcast right now being like, Kofi's a jerk. I thought he was so nice when he was talking with the FX6 all the time, but like now he's a jerk. I hated the guy.
Yeah. No, but we don't do yelling on set, at least on my side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even my AD, who's known for ADs, are known for like being
Yeah.
a douchebag. He's all.
Creative.
No, he was
Nice.
great. He was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it was super.
I worked with them for
Actually,
over a decade.
I'm not used to 80s being nice people. Actually, that makes
I don't think they're supposed to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody on set was pretty. There's like zero ego, zero
That's
like.
surprising with 30 people.
Yeah.
30
it's
people
always
that
kept
might have
one.
never worked with each other.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the wild part. You get 30 people that maybe have never met, have never worked with each other, and you said, hey, we're gonna stick together for about 12 to 14 hours and 4 in the morning every day, and we still got one tomorrow too. And not one part was anybody just like, I dislike this person, or like there was no like weird tension between anybody, right? So that was really
Well,
cool.
I learned I'm useless because
No.
'Cause,
no,
like-
not at all.
like I
Wait
started
till you
doing.
see the Instagram pictures. Where
Yeah,
we start
come-
yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're setting a giant disservice to yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
I started again as a run a gun, and then when I started working with teams, it was mainly like just directing stuff. So I never got to experience Genie or any of that.
You
and
don't
so, well, being on set though, and I was like, damn, like I need to like kind of step up my other roles and all this, especially as we start doing more of this. I want to be more helpful and be more productive. So I'm excited to learn more about that because it was always a mystery. But you know, when you're on set and directing, like you don't have time to think about any of that. Like you just, you know, there's a bunch of other responsibilities that you have. So I'm excited to learn more of that. Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I learned. I'm useless.
What other value did you guys pick up outside of obviously content and brand deals and
Just don't.
financial?
It's gonna be my answers.
I think the communication thing is probably not necessarily a thing you learn, but the execution of how everybody communicates a little bit differently, and then also how to coordinate people, because we also had some younger PAs on set, right?
Yeah.
Where you had to kind of not necessarily micromanage, but you had to be a little bit more direct with what you wanted from them, because they're coming in, I'm PAing, but they don't necessarily know exactly what is happening or what's going on. But being able to communicate with those guys to make sure that, like, yesterday we ended up switching to a system where we had runners, one truck and then one outside. So we always had a guy in the truck that knew where everything was. They would hand it to a runner, they would go back. But if we needed all hands, everybody would leave, right? So we had a kind of a system going on. But like, if you didn't have some sort of a system, anybody that might not be as seasoned has no idea what's going on. And then they might feel bad because they're confused with what's going on. You need something, and then you'll have this kind of gray area of confusion where you're like, I need you to do something, but you're not, but like at the same time you're not communicating what you need, right? So the communication in G&E is super important, because we're running everything behind. Like, sometimes we're walking outside waiting for the next setup, but when things need to go, you see us all running around in circles trying to find certain things, pick up stuff, make sure that we wrap everything properly so we don't stay outside for 2 hours after set. So that was the cool part. It's like learning the different communication styles and being aware, reading a room, essentially, to being communicated.
And another thing, I mean, I guess it's not something I necessarily learned yesterday, but every set, that was like my first time working with everybody, first time. So you really have to learn dynamics of people. Everybody works differently, so you kind of have to be extra attentive, especially the first day. It was like, what kind of people am I working with? How do they like how is your workflow with your gaffers? And then how is the AD like to run his show and all of that stuff? Everything is different, so it's kind of just reading the room right off the jump and creating this chemistry so that everything moves forward.
The film set we filmed on, like, there's some of my favorite films have been shot there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, like, just being in there and being able, So, yeah, I think the last film I just watched, I've seen it like 12 times, is Faster with The Rock. It's like a film it's like a neo-noir film with The Rock, and a lot of people haven't seen it. But they filmed there, and there's like a beautiful night exterior where he pulls up and, like, I think it's like a Mustang or something. So it was just so sick, like, being able to see it. Yeah.
It's iconic. It's been there for decades.
Art was saying that he's been there for, I forget his name.
Steven.
Yeah, Steven. He's been there, shooting there for 30 years, he said.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Steven's awesome. We had great crew all around.
Yeah. All around. No bad things to say.
Question: who in the office is eating these Almond Joys? Is that you?
Yeah.
Are they bad?
Ico.
You never had one?
You never had an Almond Joy?
We don't have Almond Joy in Canada.
No one likes them. That's
Bro,
why.
I love them.
Okay, hold up. I've had so many first American experiences this week that I may as well try an almond.
YouTuber reacts.
This might be worse than the Karen. Let's see.
Oh, is that coconut flakes? What is that?
It's grossness. That's what it
When it
is.
says Almond Joy
You don't
with a coconut in the back.
Almonds and coconuts.
Sorry if it is for audio.
It's almond sadness. I'll put this out of my face.
Wow, we'll never
See
get to
what I
get a
asked?
brand deal from them ever.
Do you want one? Here, you can eat it.
That's his favorite.
No.
Is it actually?
I love it. Yeah.
Gave up the last one.
I gave you my last one. You broke my heart.
Oh man, like, I'll get you another one, but like I don't know if you. Shoot.
See what I meant?
Maybe it's been better.
You know what? Some people just like
Connor Blue's gonna take now that everybody knows that I like Almond Joys.
I don't know where this is going, but guys, comment if you like Almond Joys or not.
There's gonna be no comment.
Let's block. No, block those people from channel. Whoever says yes, block.
Yeah.
them.
Careful.
That was not good.
Dude, we should just put one of the down in the warehouse in one of the milk crates. We should just put one milk crate full of almond.
It's not even like good almond. It's not even good like coconut. Like the coconut flakes are kind of gross.
I'm hoping we can do Montana next.
I love Montana, bro.
Let's do it. I'm just not on G&E because that's gonna be a lot of.
Yeah,
A lot of
can me and
hauling.
Brady go to camera department this next one?
Yeah,
Put Ryan and Brittany and Jeanine.
That would be hilarious.
Have Brittany take the sky panel and stuff.
Yeah. I'll have Brittany for the sky panel on the roof.
Brady, Ryan, Gaff, and Best Boy. Little trading places.
I would be PA or no, because that'll be G&E actually.
I feel like I'm gonna end up gimbal operating next time. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. And you guys are gonna do me dirty, and you're not gonna bring any support. You're just gonna be like, yeah, Kofi will do it. He's fine. He looks sweet.
Why do you carry the horses on the set?
What up?
I'll bring emotional support for you.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's all I need. That's all I needed.
What if we just pick like hat out of a hat, just rolls?
Oh.
Like makeup artist. You just have to figure it out.
Wait, hold on. Can we
That's actually
do,
fine,
like
right?
low stakes?
Yeah.
It has to be like a 30-second spot.
Yeah.
Like,
Like a
no
30
way.
second one day shoot.
Yeah.
And you just pick it out.
Because that might
The
go
weirdest-
real bad.
Somebody might like whoever
How do we title?
makeup
what would
artist
that
can't be in the
title
hat because you might actually get beat up by somebody. That's
No, makeup artist has to be in the hat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makeup
that's-
artist.
Kofi gonna like imagine Kofi pulling out makeup artist. Like, what would that look
yeah,
like?
and it looks
Turn into a
immaculate.
horror movie.
Yeah.
That's like, huh?
No, and it's immaculate.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun.
Actually,
His whole career changes and YouTube is all makeup tutorials.
I start wingtipping my eyes. Yeah.
Total rebrand.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Nobody steal that. Don't steal that.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Lucas. What do you, outside of the production side of things, from the, I guess the YouTube side of things, especially from outside in, what are some things that excite you coming up next for Craterr?
For Craterr?
Yeah.
Craterr is evolving. I think that's the good thing about what we just did is just like it is a test run. As cool as it was, like it's only going to get better. And here's where we're working different things out. It's like what could have gotten better? Where could we improve this? Where could we streamline this? But I mean, we're talking about it, we're going to want to keep doing these collab things. I think these are the highlight. These are the big highlights everyone's going to look forward to. But on top of that, we're also just constantly working deals for everyone, making sure that everyone's career grows. It. We're checking in with them all the time. What are their goals? Where we want to be in a year? We're doing that. But my side of it, and that where I'm mostly focused on for Craterr, is the productions. Like bringing in my background with my production company and all the resources to actually make something like what we're doing right now happen, and bring in the crew and bring in everything. So that's where I'm gonna get more excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, guys, this is the owner of Kondor Blue here. This is everything you just said. That's why their products are. I'm not trying to be a shield here, but that's why like the product's so unique. It's like actual filmmakers behind all of it. But anyway, just gonna throw that out there.
Thanks, Kim. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, no, a lot of camera gear companies aren't in the field
Actual
at all.
filmmakers.
Like,
yeah.
And you can see,
Yeah, you
in
could
some
tell.
of them that it's just like, oh,
It
in
looks
the
cool,
industry,
but
this
you're like,
doesn't
that's
work.
not functional. It looks cool, but like that's not gonna work out.
Like
Take
this
this.
is wait. This is probably like one of the best like fidgeters ever made.
Inspired by a Zippo?
You
Right?
you had it in your hand like most of this whole conversation.
Yeah, it's great. But it's actually functional.
Yeah.
Because I did it last night. We needed to level out the Dana. Bam. We've got a level on it. Bam. We need to tighten up a plate. We gotta play with something. We gotta tighten things down.
I saw you even taking off a wall sconce, the lighting. Remember?
Oh yeah, the wall sconce for that.
It was like a Phillips, and you
Yeah.
took out the whole fixture, and you just use your EDC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Kondor Blue,
Are you guys gonna get into box cutting knives?
or just knives.
We're thinking of doing something that would be dope. Brandon's right there, so maybe he can design it in the next 5 minutes while he's camera operating. Like, because this is a huge magnet right
Yeah.
there. It could clip in and then notch into here, and it could just be a little extension that's a blade. Because we don't want TSA to take this from you. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're going,
Yeah,
if
true.
you're flying, you just leave that home. You still have that.
I feel like that's
Okay.
too dangerous for you.
Or we'll
What?
collab with
Oh,
a
yeah.
knife company. And
No,
actually-
it's only other grip gear that's not mine. If it's a sharp object that I own, I'm totally fine.
As long as Brady's not here to hit you with.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why everybody just thinks that like Brady did it.
Because I yelled at you, so you got
No,
my.
you
You
yelled
have
at me
motive.
after.
Look,
No, it's
beef-
before.
You two beef
That's
guys.
before. You know what? I'm just
Already
trying to give the community a little entertainment. I'm not the hero that you want. I'm the hero you deserve. I said what I said.
Well, that's probably long enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot more we have to shoot tomorrow, 10 a.m. call time. There's gonna be a lot more conversations like this to come, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Bring in even more creators, more adventures, more challenges. Well, it's fun. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To be here. This is fun.
Yep.
Got it.
Thank
Gabe, Gabe, are you still rolling?
Yes.
you. Awesome, guys.